am going to make a roasted turkey for a doll using salt dough. I will also use a small Altoid tin and a toothpick for a 12-inch doll or smaller, or a standard Altoid container and 2 small pieces of cut wooden dowel for an 18-inch doll. I am going to use a 1/4 measuring cup for 2 parts flour, 1 part salt, and 1 part water. Mix well. When my dough has the consistency of Play-Doh, I remove the lid from my Altoids container. Now I'm going to use the lid of this Altoids container as my baking pan. So I'm going to put that aside and just keep it in mind as I'm making my bird, because I want to make sure that it fits inside. So I'm going to take a lump of dough that's about big enough to be the body of my bird. Then I'm going to want 2 for the legs, and then 2 small ones for the arms or wings. I'm going to roll and shape the body so that it looks like the body of a turkey. It's going to be a little wider on the bottom, a little thinner at top, kind of like an egg shape. Then make a little indentation up here for the neck, and kind of want a little bit of a point going down the center. Alright, I'm also going to use a toothpick to try to hollow out the inside a little bit, just so that it'll heat evenly and bake faster. It won't leave a big gooey spot in the center. Now for the legs, I just roll my dough, and I take a little piece of a wooden dowel here. I'm going to push that in there, and that's the bone for my legs. So now I just move the dough around it until it makes what looks like to me to be like a drumstick. When making this for a smaller doll, like a 12-inch, I use a toothpick for the bone. And I'm going to just press that onto the side here. Now with salt dough, you want to kind of try to move fairly quickly because it will start to dry out on you, and then you'll get cracks. When you're making bread, that's okay, but when you're making a turkey, you don't really want too many cracks in it. So for the wings, I'm going to roll into a ball, and then I'm going to kind of make it into a tube that's a little wider on one end than the other. And then I'm going to pinch it just to make a fold in the arm. Alright, and then just apply that to the side. It's nice and sticky, so it should stick good. After baking in the oven at 275 for about 45 minutes, I place it onto the Altoids lid. Keep in mind that baking times may vary, and please allow it to cool before handling. I paint it with craft paint. I take a little bit of paint from a warmer color, and I swish my brush around until it's almost dry, and then I lightly brush it on, just to give it the appearance that my turkey has been baked. I brush on a layer of clear fingernail polish, or Mod Podge. To make my stuffing, I add poultry seasoning to my salt dough. I add a little parsley for some texture. I break it up into small pieces over my cookie sheet. I pour some glue into the bottom of the Altoids container, pour in the baked pieces of salt dough, cover it with another layer of glue, mix it up, and allow it to dry. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
Why should you like us on Facebook? Because it's so fabsome. You can submit photos of your doll crafts for a chance to be in one of our videos. Just be sure to put fanpic in the comment or description box. We even do fun stuff like Froggy Trivia. Be one of the first to answer to get your name in one of our videos. And we also have GPS Dad. Can you name what city our dad is in? Facebook is also a great way to see what's coming next. Well, see you in the next video. To make a bundt cake, I make several small balls and then just put them together in like a circle and squish them together. I use a toothpick to define the middle. I use pastel chalk or makeup to color my baked goods. I glue it to a poker chip to use as a plate. You can also cut a piece of cardboard, cover it in foil to be the serving platter. I cover it with a layer of Mod Podge, and you can use puff paint for icing. Using a bottle top as a bowl, I cut the needles off of a silk plant to look like green beans. I cut strips of foam for carrots. We made the bread from a previous video. On our table, we use poker chips for plates, and I used some small red beads to look like cranberry sauce. I put little bits of the salt dough on the poker chip so that it looks like each person has their own plate of food. Small bits of yellow craft foam can look like butter. Our knives and forks came from the miniature section at Hobby Lobby. We made the salt and pepper shakers by gluing a silver bead and a clear pony bead together, and then we put a small piece of white or black paper on the inside. And you're done.
Happy crafting! Sophie, why don't you ever keep your side of the room clean?
I don't know what you're talking about. This is clean.
Girls,
Yes, Mom?
so what do you think?
Wow, everything looks so good.
I know, right? Let's eat.
Sophie, wait, we have to do the shout out. We want to give a shout out to
Anna Davis. What's up? All right, now let's eat.
Wait, Sophie, we have to wait for everyone else to arrive.
Aww.